for joining us.
Thank you.
Speaker Boehner is getting pressure to make a deal so no one looks bad, but the folks who put him in the Speaker's office, the Tea Party Republicans, want much deeper cuts even in this short-term budget that only goes until October. With us now is a stalwart of those Tea Party forces, freshman Idaho Republican Congressman Raul Labrador. Congressman Labrador, it's a pleasure as always. Welcome back to Freedom Watch.
It's great to be back on your show, Judge.
So what do you think happens? Another continuing resolution where the government operates for a week, or the government is shut down when we all wake up on Saturday morning?
I don't think there's going to be a government shutdown. I think there's going to be a one-week continuing resolution. It's going to be the one that's been talked about in the press with $12 billion in cuts. They now tied it to the salaries of the military, and I think it's going to be very hard for a lot of people, including myself, to vote against the military.
Oh, don't break my heart. You voted against the continuing resolution last time. First, there was 6 Republicans voted no. Then it was 54 who voted no, and many said they'd never do it again. You're going to do it again, and you expect the Democrats in the Senate to go along with you?
See, I don't know what's going to happen. I have not decided, Judge, how I'm going to vote on this, but this is one of the dirty tricks here that they do in Washington, D.C., where they tie the military to an important vote. And I think it's very hard for a lot of us to think about cutting, making sure that the military does not get paid.
But you and at least 60 or 70 freshman Tea Party Republicans who believe in keeping the government within the confines of the Constitution were sent there to slow the spending and to stop the borrowing, not to go along with the tricks of the old guard leadership in both parties. Am I right?
You're absolutely right, and that's why I'm undecided on this right now. It's something that I'm thinking about, and I need to look at the final bill. I haven't seen the final bill, so I cannot make a decision until I see the final bill.
All right, in about 2 weeks, the government will lose its ability to go out into the markets and borrow money. And the leadership of the Republican Party, as well as the Democrats, will ask Congress to enact legislation that will let the Treasury Secretary borrow more money, so-called raising the debt ceiling. How will Congressman Raul Labrador vote on that?
The only way I would even consider to vote for raising the debt ceiling is if we have passed in both the House and the Senate a constitutional balanced budget amendment.
All right, well, you know that that's not going to be passed in both houses because it was defeated in the Senate. It couldn't survive a filibuster, so it won't even make its way to the floor of the House.
If it doesn't pass, then I will not be voting to raise the debt ceiling.
All right. We only have about 30 seconds left, Congressman. Why shouldn't the defense budget be cut somewhat? Do we really need 900 military installations around the world and 5 undeclared wars of the president's choosing?
No, I think you and I agree on this. I think the defense budget needs to be cut, and I don't think we should be in Libya. And I think we need to be looking at why we're in Afghanistan. All those things I agree with you. But at this point, what's happening is that people are saying that if we shut down the government, the troops do not get paid and their families are left without payments and without being able to pay for the things that they're doing. We do have men and women at war, and they're sacrificing for our country, and this is a tough decision, and that's why it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
I would think that the president would be able to pay the military just like federal judges are going to get paid and the FBI are going to get paid. But I understand the threats that they dangle in front of you guys to get you to vote. Come back with us next week. I think we're going to be talking about it again because they're just going to kick the can down the road. Congressman Labrador, it's a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Government secrets and lies. Former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura exposes them all right here on Freedom Watch. Next.